All right, today we're diving into something truly special. It's a haunting manuscript from the legendary Argentine poet Alejandra Pizarnik. And let me tell you, this isn't just a book. It's more like an excavation of consciousness itself. It's a journey deep into the self, one word at a time. This single line, this is our map for this whole exploration. Pizarnik isn't just inviting us to read, she's asking us to come with her, to descend, step by painful step, right down into the well of the self. So let's take that first step together. So our descent begins in a place you might not expect for a poet. It begins with a deep, profound mistrust of her own tools. Yeah, in this first section, we're going to explore the speaker's central conflict, her really complicated relationship with words themselves. I mean, just think about that metaphor. For the speaker, language isn't some cozy home for self-expression. No, it's a fortress, and she is permanently locked out. She's holding all the keys, grammar, vocabulary, all of it, but not a single one can unlock the door to her own experience. And this definition, wow, this is what happens because of that frustration. It's one of the most arresting things you'll ever read. A poem isn't some beautiful, delicate creation. For her, it's a desperate, primal act, a scream that's just been tidied up, made neat and presentable so the rest of us can look at it. Okay, we're going deeper into the well now. We're moving from the problem of language to the fractured nature of the self that language can't even begin to describe. So the question becomes, who is this I that's even speaking these words? Chilling, right? The self here isn't one solid thing. It's an empty, haunted space, filled only with reflections of what used to be, of what might have been. And this really sets the stage for all the different fragments of herself that we're about to meet. So here we start to see this split. On one side, you have the self, which she describes as paralyzed, basically just a spectator watching the act of writing happen. But then, on the other side, there's the double, and this is a fascinating figure. It's a younger, uncorrupted version from a time before language messed everything up, a self that still remembers words from when meaning and sound were the same substance. And then there's the shadow. This is where the speaker throws everything she's been taught is unacceptable. All the anger, the cruelty, the hunger, the sexuality. For her, these aren't weaknesses. They're powerful, vital parts of who she is that have been cast aside. In fact, she claims the shadow now has more substance than she does. Let's keep going further down. This intense investigation of herself, it doesn't happen in a bright, sunlit study. No way. It all takes place in the dead of a sleepless night. That 3 a.m. courtroom of the mind, where the self is always on trial and it never, ever has a defense. What an absolutely staggering thought. For the speaker, night isn't for rest. It's this raw, unfiltered confrontation with existence itself, completely stripped of all the polite little stories we tell ourselves to get through the day. And the stage for this whole nightly drama is set with these simple objects, but they become like characters, silent witnesses to it all. You've got the pills for a sleep that will come, the pen that's been written dry, and maybe most tellingly, a mirror that's turned face down, a complete refusal to confront her own reflection. This line really captures the kind of late-night dialogues she's having. She's not just talking to herself. She's conversing with these abstract forces, with dead poets, with past versions of herself, and even with death itself. It's not some morbid fixation, it's a really profound investigation into how the certainty of death casts a shadow on every single moment of life. And now we've reached the bottom of the well, the final territory. This is where the words and the selves all start to dissolve into the ultimate subject of Pizarnik's entire exploration, silence. So the speaker doesn't see silence as just an absence of sound. To her, it's this vast, complex landscape that she has to explore and catalog. She actually creates what she calls a taxonomy of silence, classifying all its different forms, almost like a scientist would classify different species. Her relationship to silence is like a collector's. It's not a void that needs to be filled up with noise. It's a tangible, incredibly valuable presence. You could say it's the raw material that surrounds and defines every single word she dares to write. It's the ocean, and language is just this tiny, struggling island. So here we are. We've arrived at the destination of our descent. Silence. It's the one thing language can only ever point towards, but never, ever truly capture. It's the truth that exists in the gaps, in the pauses, in everything that's left unsaid. Pizarnik's brutal, beautiful journey seems to suggest that maybe our most profound truths can't actually be expressed in words. That the real goal isn't to find the right words, but to somehow honor the vast, powerful silence that they can never quite describe. So it leaves us with this question: if every word is a failure, is the only truth found in what we cannot say?